it recording. All right. So I'm going to hand it off to Kylie. Go for it, sister.
All right. Well, welcome everyone. We're so glad you could make it. We're excited to share with you tonight, and then just be sure to connect with whoever invited you after for any follow-up questions. But our mission here is to live our best lives while empowering others to do the same. And that's why each of us is here. We've found something special in these groups that empowers us to live better lives, our best lives. And we just want to share that with other people. So that's why we're here. So with that, unless there's any other administrative things we need to take care of, I'll hand it off to Amy.
Hello, everyone. I'm Amy. I'm going to cover a little bit on the nutrition, and believe me, I've been trying to rehearse this to keep it short and sweet, but nutrition is a passion of mine because I have heart issues in my family, high cholesterol. I had been overtraining, and even though I had been on a nutrition journey prior to that, so I've really worked on a relationship with food, I still felt like I wanted something that matched my fitness and activity and make sure I was being fueled well enough with the balance of everything. You know, it's easy to eat a lot of protein, a lot of veggies, but there's all that other stuff you need. And I found it right here. There was one option at the time when I joined, but now there's two. And because Beachbody loves to serve everyone, they're going to be adding one for maternity. So that's even awesome, not to lose weight, but, and that's what it's not about. It's not about always losing weight. It's about fueling our bodies so that we can be the best that we can be through the day to give to our families. What I really like about it is that, you know, the community is here for us. So like when we struggle, we can ask questions, we can share tips. I love being able to either track it digitally or pen and paper, if that's what works for you. You can travel and you can still keep track of it, but you can still enjoy wonderful food, probably even more so because you know, like you're choosing some healthy foods, even though it's tasty. I can go on vacation and come back feeling amazing because I've fueled myself, but yet enjoyed myself. And that is the key, is that you can still live life. You don't have to be restrictive with this. And when you feel good, you just have so much more energy and you can give so much more to other people. And I think that's just so key. And forever and a day, nutrition is really key. And you can do this without fitness. And that's what's beautiful too, is that it's created to stand alone, but it's also created to work with your activity or fitness that you choose to do. So if you have any questions, you can throw them at me or we can talk later too. Kylie.
Great, thanks, Amy. So for me, getting involved with Beachbody and joining a BOD group was sort of a part of a snowball effect. I started with the workouts, actually started with other workouts first and doing my own nutrition thing. And then I realized I needed to like add a different mix of workouts. So I got some DVDs, but I wanted nothing to do with this BOD group thing. I was like another thing on my list, and I work full time, a mom of 2 kids. My husband's got businesses that I help him run and things. Like I don't have time for another thing. But I was doing the workouts and I was watching Emily and her stories, which, let's face it, if I had time to be watching her stories, I probably had time to be doing other things too. And I got a major case of FOMO, and I just felt like, I think there's something there that I'm missing that would really help put this all together for me. And so I finally gave in and said, all right, let me check out this BOD group thing. And just the community of support and, you know, just those little likes on your workout, like, cause so inside our platform, our app, you can share your workout and to whatever degree you want, right? You can share a picture if you want, or you can just share that you did it. and people will like it and comment like, oh, that's a hard one, way to go. And it just helps motivate you. And then you'll also see when you log in, other people have already done their workouts. And so you're like, oh, I have no excuse. They got up at 5 o'clock to get theirs done, things like that. So it just it helped motivate me. It helped give me that sense of community. Like I wasn't in this alone. And then there was just constantly like tips and recipes and things that I could add into my arsenal to just continue that snowball effect of gaining momentum in my my journey towards a healthier lifestyle.
Thank you, Kylie. I remember going for a walk with you, talking about it. You were pushing a stroller with little kids, and she was like, no, I'm not interested at all. And I'm like, my best friends have come from this group. You don't know what you're missing, and you don't know, right? Until you know. So thank you, Kylie. Sorry to interrupt there. Becky, oh, we just lost her. There she is.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I just had to flip to turn off my mute. So, okay. So I get to talk a little bit about fitness. Fitness is my one of my passions. I love working out. And my thing was Emily had invited me to join her with these Beachbody workouts for probably 2 years before I finally said yes, because I was a gym goer. I went to the gym for over 21 years. I loved doing group fitness classes, and it was really working for me until it wasn't. So we had moved houses, and all of a sudden I wasn't getting to the gym because the gym for me was a 25-mile one-way trip. So it was 50 miles round trip. And because we were busy moving into our new house and all those, spending time in different places, I wasn't getting to the gym. I wasn't getting to my classes. And Emily came around again and was like, hey, is this a good time for you to try this out? And I was like, and I had seen a photo of myself in front of our new house, not getting to the gym and, buying pizza because that was the quick thing to make for the family when we're busy. And so I saw this picture and I'm like, oh my God, is that what I look like? I'm like, okay, yeah, Emily, let me give this a try. So I absolutely fell in love with the workouts. They're super convenient. I no longer own a gym membership after 21 years because I fell in love with these programs. They are short. I'm not driving. If I would have known about this before when my kids were smaller, I would totally have been in because I wouldn't have had to deal with driving the kids in the snow and, staying home when they're sick, and people at the gym too. I first started kind of dabbling a little bit with the Beachbody programs while I was still going to the gym. And as I was doing that, my gym buddies at my classes were asking me, what are you doing? You're lifting heavier, you're trimming down. And I'm like, yeah, it's these Beachbody workouts. And so I slowly ended up doing more and more of those at home and less workouts at the gym. And when COVID hit, honestly, that's when I did end up canceling my gym membership because I really didn't need it anymore. And so, yeah, that's a little bit about my story with how I fell in love with these programs, and the variety is insane. It's crazy good, so much fun, always something new, a different trainer. If you don't like the style of somebody, you can move on to the next. So I know we're on a time limit, so that's probably good enough for now.
Thank you, Becky. A former gym rat right here. Gym Rats Unite. And now it's
that's where we met.
I'm like, yeah, we did meet. A lot of you and I met at the gym. Just the 10 minutes there now, I'm like, oh my gosh, I could have been halfway done through my workout. All right, we're gonna have Chelsea go next, but she's unfortunately not feeling well tonight. And her story is so amazing. But I'll give you just a short snippet. Chelsea and I were introduced via Beachbody. She was assigned to me randomly. I don't believe anything happens by accident. And this woman came to me at the beginning of our last program and she said, everybody had a hard 2020, but you don't even know what hard is until you hear Chelsea's 2020. And she said, I'm ready to commit to me. And I'm like, perfect program. It's all about commitment. And that woman did. She lost, I hope I get the numbers right, but it was like upper 20s to low 30s in pounds and 48 inches during that program. And her story with it is so much more than the pounds lost, but it's the confidence gained, the community. She gets on our calls every week and we get to see her. And now she's one of my good friends that I didn't even know 45 wait, how long was that program? 6 weeks. So I was going to say 45 weeks. That's not it. 6 weeks ago. And then also she has came in with a lot of health issues, which she put a lot of those symptoms to bed with this too. So just wish she could share her story, but another day. The next person sharing her story. Oh, I'm excited. Lisa, your turn.
Yeah, hi. I'm just gonna spend a couple minutes talking about the safe place that our BOD groups provide for us. So when I first started Beachbody, I reached out to Elizabeth. She was promoting this program that only took 20 minutes, and anyone can find 20 minutes. And I thought it was all going to be about me getting back into shape, me getting stronger physically. And it ended up being so much more than that. I was going through a really difficult time in my life emotionally. And I think as women, we tend to try to not burden those that we love with what we're dealing with and what we're going through and how much we're struggling with things. And it just so happened that this BOD group was the perfect community that I needed to have like a safe place to deal with my emotions and everything that I was going through. And it was so nice because there were days where I just wanted to cry. There was so much on my plate. And there and telling me I could do this, whether it was physically with the workouts because I was tired and I didn't feel like I had time to make time for myself. And they were encouraging me to keep going. And you do need to do this for yourself so you can be stronger for everyone else. And what can we do to help you? It's sometimes easier to talk to strangers than it is to lay this burden and what you're feeling on all of your family members and friends. And so also, I think you'll be surprised if you give this journey a shot, what BOD groups will end up being for you besides just the working out piece of it.
You're on mute, Emily.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. I was saying to myself, when I first started my first group, I really honestly thought it was gonna be stupid. I'm like, what? Like, we need one more thing online. And it is like my best friends have come from it. It's totally different. It's a safe space outside of social media where people are putting on a face where you can just be yourself and go through what you're going through. I've had people call me on their hardest days of their life and say, thank you. The group got me through it. And I don't think the group knew that's what they did, but it's just having that place where you're surrounded by positive energy and people who want to grow and up-leveling themselves. And one of my favorite quotes, it was actually a yoga teacher who said this. I don't know if it was you, Becky, but someone said, a lot of times people work out and they cry and you're working out the issues in your tissues. And it's so much more than just a workout some days. All right, we're passing it over to Jenny.
All right, well, one of the most impactful aspects of our community for me has been with the mindset development. You know, so often we think our journey to getting healthy is purely physical, but I've learned that can't be more further from the truth. Really, our mind needs as much training as our body does, if not more. So the focus on personal development every day in our BOD group and just working on getting our mind in a good place, you know, not only has helped my wellness, but in like my business, my personal life, like all aspects of my life. And honestly, I blew off personal development for a long time. I really didn't think I needed it. I'm this grown person. I don't need this. I've gone to college, but honestly, I started noticing that so many of the women in our group who were not just getting results, but I knew were just really feeling amazing. They were sharing about the personal development books they were reading or the podcasts that they were listening to. And Emily would be sharing about it and she would encourage me. And like I said, I was resistant, but I finally decided to give it a chance. And I'm really thankful that I did because now I can't even imagine my life without it. Because, you know, we all hit bumps in the road in our life journey, but something that just keeps me going every day is the personal development activities that we share and do together in our groups. Complete game changer for me. Like, never say never, because yeah, truly, I can't imagine my life without it. And I was introduced to it because of this community.
Mindset is everything. And it doesn't just help us become a better, better on our fitness journey, like you said, a better mother, a better person, a better all the things that we are. So thank you, Jenny. And Crystal.
Hi, I'm Crystal. First of all, I'm gonna talk about the convenience of it and how easy it is to access. But first and foremost, I'm a single mom I have 2 little kids and then I have an older child. And the convenience was what I needed. I joined the Beachbody community, kind of like what Lisa was talking about and Jenny about that mindset change. I needed something in my life. I didn't know if it was exercise or not, but it was something, and it was pulling me towards it, and it was exactly what I needed. So the convenience and how easy it is to access, you can access it from a smart TV, your laptop, a tablet, a phone. When I have my laptop here in my office area and I grab it, go down to my basement to my new workout space and set it up down there, and it's anywhere that it has Wi-Fi or internet access. And if you don't have Wi-Fi, like this summer, I would always go up to my cabin and I would download the workouts onto my phone and play them from there so I wouldn't miss any of my days. I'd pack up all my weights and take them up there and push play on the deck. And if you don't have the option to take equipment with you, there's tons of no equipment workouts that you can download or play. So that's always an option.
Thank you, Crystal. It's always fun to see where people are working out. Like Crystal's at her cabin, or we have Casey in her camper, all over the world with our little, literally all over the world. And that is everybody we had sharing their story today. I just want to, I've been kind of listening, and this is our first call like this. So thank you for being the guinea pigs as we go through it. We just wanted to share our stories within what these programs have done for us, and to just give you an idea of what we're talking about, because I realized while I was listening, this might be really abstract if you have no clue what we're talking about. So the person who invited you here can explain it to you as well. But just to give you a quick overview, we call it BOD, and it's got the fitness, it's got the nutrition, and it's got our group all in one place. So it's all in one location. So you have this small intimate group in there, as well as your fitness, like 86 fitness programs and live classes, like you name it, and then 2 nutrition programs that are both lifestyle, not diet. And I'll go into my story. By the way, I'm Emily. I guess I'm the creator of Team Your Best Fitness, and how this all got started was I was just a hot mess. That's how it came to be. I had moved to Colorado from Minnesota, former personal trainer and group fitness instructor. Never had balance in my life. I was overworking out as an instructor, and I got here and I wanted balance. I wanted to be a normal human who worked out 30 minutes a day and lived her life and knew what to eat that would be balanced. I knew what to eat, what not to eat, but I was eating too much of the wrong. I wasn't eating in balance. So I was like, okay, give me balance and give me accountability, because I had proven for an entire year that I wasn't consistent in the way I wanted to be without community. So I started a group for me saying, hey, you guys, I can't be the only one who wants to do this together. And we did the fitness together. We did the nutrition together. It was small group at the time. And now we have 900 people in our large group. And then we're all little tiny groups outside of that. But the long story short, I called my friend who told me about this in tears, saying this was what I needed for the last 20 years in my life. And I wish I would have given this to every one of my personal training clients. I felt like I did them a disservice not giving them a gift like this, where you have community every day, where you have accountability every day for your goals, what that is for you, and finding joy on the journey and getting out of this whole mindset of perfection and working on growing yourself as a person in body and mind and spirit. Like balance is the word for me that this brought me. How to eat balanced so I could have the wine and chocolate, and I could also feel good and have a great balance with that, and not be restrictive and go on and off. And then same with fitness. I was working out too much and not getting results. And now I'm 30 minutes a day, typical program, and it's incredible, effective and efficient. So I'm just so grateful. This community is what I didn't know right here that I actually did this for. You don't know what you need until it's there, I guess. I always had friends. I was a group fitness instructor, like the world knew me. I was like the social coordinator. And I realized that I didn't have friends like Lisa said, where you would have a safe place to be you, share your goods, your bads, your uglies, and everything in between. And you'd be loved no matter what and supported no matter what. And so we just need more women in the world empowering each other like this, coming together and helping each other grow and live our best life, whatever that means for each one of us. So yes, the growth, the balance that it brings to our lives. Does anybody, that's everything. I scheduled a full half hour in case so that we had a little extra time at the end. Do you guys have anything you want to add or any questions? Like seriously, there's no dumb question. This is a safe space to ask those too, because I know this might be really abstract if you have no clue what we're talking about. And I was a former teacher, so I know how to wait in silence. Sam raised her hand.
I do have a question
Cool.
about space. I realized one of the reasons that I don't commit to working out at home is my house is stupid small.
Oh.
And I have no idea where I could work out. The only place I work out is my porch, and it's cold now.
Right. Ooh,
So I don't know why I don't want to leave the.
Okay. Sorry, Sam, you cut out there a little bit at the end, but one thing Amy, you have something to share too. One thing I want to say, if you do like the gym, like some people like the act of driving to the gym and driving home. You can bring the programs with you. I do have people who put their AirPods in and follow the programs at the gym. We have some people who work out at the gym and at home. They do the program at home, they do the program at the gym. They're, 20 minutes at home with little space, you can do that one day, and the other day you can go to the gym if you want, and to mix it up too. Does that make sense? But space, Amy, you had something to talk on that.
Yeah, I think I've measured my space, and that sometimes some of the workouts you barely use 4x4, and sometimes it's 6x6. But I have been on vacation and been out on a balcony, and I've been in my room, and yeah, you really don't need a lot of space. I go out to my garage, I go out to my patio, and even though there's more space there, but you typically, it just might depend how intense you're going to be. If usually it's cardio that's going to make you go with more space, but your lifting doesn't necessarily, it just takes your wingspan and your height basically. So it doesn't require a lot.
Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, I think you can modify a lot of the cardio things. Like if it's supposed to be three runs forward or 3 jumps forward or something, like you can just modify it to fit the space that you have and still get in a great workout. It's all in, just the effort that you put in.
Yeah, the trainers talk about that sometimes. If you don't have a lot of space, just get lower and higher versus, or if you don't have, like some people are in their basement, they can't get low and high because they have short ceilings. So where there's a will, there's a way in that. Elizabeth, my sister here, is on the call. She can't unmute because her kids are loud right now, but I thought watching her Instagram. Okay. Watching your Instagram stories, I always thought your space was pretty big. And then I went to work out at her house. It's a rug. Like it's a small little rug. I was like, how do you even do this? But she's been doing it for years in that little rug.
And then I added my bike in there. Like you really make it your own space. I have some friends who, I just visited her place and said, where are you working out? You're working out because they have this big pole shed that's heated. But of course, in the winter, she doesn't want to walk her butt all the way through the snow and she has to work out at 4 a.m. So she in the summer walks to her shed, but in the winter and again, she's at 4 a.m. She's got 2 kids. So she also has to be very aware of not waking everybody up. So she goes and she hides in her back bedroom and does it between the bed and the closet. And she's like, I have made this work and I'm so glad I did. And she works at a company where they have a gym in their business for their employees. And it's a state-of-the-art gym. They used to work out at noon, but she started to realize, she's like, I'm not getting them done. There's a million other things I could do during that noon hour. I have a full hour, but I started doing it at home and really liking it. And so like you said, there's a will, there's a way. And it just kind of, you make it work for you.
I think about space when I work out up at the cabin. I bring a yoga mat so I'm not on the wood of the deck, and that's about as big a space as you need.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep, I absolutely agree. I always tell people, if you have the space of a yoga mat, you're good to go. I have the smallest living room in the world, and that is where I've gotten all my results the last 3 years, and you don't need space.
Thank you, guys. Any other, Sam, did that answer your question? I mean, it is when Elizabeth said the pole barn. I used to I had a studio in Minnesota for group fitness, small room. I would slam 40 people in that room. We didn't have space to work out. I don't even know if it was like this some nights, and we did it. And then I had an early morning client who had to wear her winter coat because I didn't have the heat on. You know me, I don't get up early. So she would come in with gloves and a winter coat and work out in that and pay me. She had to pay me $20 extra an hour because she had me out of bed before 7 a.m. Eva, right here. Okay. That was a really side note, but that's not a side note, because the beauty is the time of day. When I was with group fitness, I love, but you had to get there on time to get to the class, to be prepared for the class and all the things, where now, you can just work out when it works for you. So we have the 4 a.m. worker outers, and then we have the 4 p.m. worker outers, and all the times in between. That's a word. Any other questions, comments? I saw Amy, you were raising your hand there.
Well, I know too, sometimes people ask the question about, well, I have bad knees or I've had an injury, and just know that there's programs that can be upper body, or they definitely can be modified. I had a shot in my back before lifting program started, and I modified the whole thing without any weights for the whole first 8 weeks. And by the time I did it again, I was able to use weights.
Is she freezing?
And then even the program after that, believe it or not, I was actually doing a jump burpee. That's where these programs are set up to through, depending on how, your efforts, of course. But you can also schedule your days that work for you. You don't have to do it every day either. So.
Thank you, Amy, for that one. I had a client who started with the nutrition. She was like, I will never work out again. I got so much going on with my body. She had IBS and diverticulosis, and you name it. She was in the hospital all the time. So we're like, all right, we actually just started with Shakeology. And I cannot make medical claims. However, I can say that she started with that one thing and she wasn't in the hospital anymore. Her symptoms were put to bed. So she was able to start eating healthier because she couldn't even eat veggies before that. And then one day I get this message in my inbox. She goes, you will not believe it. Someone started working out and I've got 6 weeks under my belt. So once she felt better and she had the energy and the pain was gone, she could start moving her body more. And then I'll never forget it when I got the message that she did her first burpee. And that woman had hurt her knee really bad on a drunken trip in Mexico. Never thought she'd do a burpee again, and there she was. So the last thing I want to bring together everything too, and just kind of playing off what Amy said here too. There is literally something for everyone. From bodybuilders, if you want to get on stage in a bikini, you go for it. We got that program. If you want to just feel good in your body, the trainers they speak to your heart through the programs, like the personal development within it. It's diverse. We have for pregnant mamas, postnatal, mamas with babies. You can work out with your baby, mama with the kids, kid workouts, bar, yoga, live meditations. I mean, you name it. You say a kind of fitness and we've got it. Functional training, kind of comparable to powerlifting amazing. Functional, when I say functional, I mean functional for life. I always say I want to die young at an old age. So how do we do that? We make sure that we have balance, we have mobility, we have flexibility, endurance, strength. So you know what? Looking good, that's a great side effect of feeling really good in that body. The programs, even the last one we just did, worked your sympathetic and parasympathetic systems, nervous systems. A lot of us don't think about that. We just think we got to go and work hard, and that's not the case. That's not even healthy for the body. A lot of women have adrenal issues and all sorts of things because they're pushing too hard. So there's a great balance with all those things. And it's so important. I didn't know that. I was the go. Let me do a hardcore cardio class, and then I'll do a weightlifting class at the gym. And yeah, then I got my workout in. I can go home and eat some cookie dough and whatever. That was my life. So you guys, thank you so much for being here. We went 2 minutes over because I am a talker. So if you have any questions, comments, anything, talk to the person who invited you to this call. If you do want to join our community, we would love to have you. It has changed our lives. It was hard for all of us to hold it in tonight and just share a little bit. We had messages back and forth today, like, it's so much, because it has totally changed. I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago, and dang, my family is grateful for that. So we're pretty passionate about sharing this with you. So if you want to look more into it, whatever it is for you, maybe you're looking for community, maybe it's accountability, maybe it's nutrition, maybe it's fitness, maybe you're like, oh wait, I've got some autoimmune diseases, or dealing with some IBS or whatever. We've got the thing for it, and it's such a gift. Or maybe you're just looking to grow, like, what's that mindset stuff? What are you talking about, personal development? Because I had never heard about that before. So yeah, we do all the things. Thank you so much for hopping on. Now I went 3 minutes over. I promised a hard stop at 7:30. I love you guys. Thank you for taking your time tonight. Have a wonderful evening. Adios.